Hey class, I am sorry that you have stumbled upon my midterm video for gaming psychology. Today we have Leisure Suit Larry as he takes his quest into the land of the lounge lizards.
My name is Kevin Michaels, and this is my midterm project for Dr. Greenhour's Psychology of Gaming class. Today we will explore a little bit of Larry's world while we talk about cheating, nostalgia, and the self-determination theory. Before we get started on these topics, you're probably wondering what you're looking at. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Leisure Suit Larry.
Larry is the 1980s version of the 40-year-old virgin. Time magazine ranked this game top 100 video games of all time. He is loose in a digital Las Vegas, armed with just $94 in a leisure suit. The goal for him is to find romance and the woman of his dreams in a penthouse suite. You must navigate through 5 maps and find items along your way to help beat the game.
So now that we know a little bit about the game, let's talk about cheating. We've discussed in class the psychology behind why people cheat, but what about having to use cheating to get into a game? This game has been advertised as inappropriate for children, and therefore children shouldn't be able to enter the game. So the developers put in a series of questions to make sure that you're an adult. But this is like being an adult in 1987, so even playing today, either I have to be really good at history, or I have to have Google to help back me up to answer these questions, because even though I answer them correctly, they throw you off by marking you wrong to keep you on your toes. It's interesting stuff. There has also been a lot of controversy in the video game world involving use of a walkthrough guide. Is that cheating? Well, it depends on looking back and playing this game. It's safe to say that I am glad that I need a guide to get to the end of this quest, because I would be clueless to know of any of his commands or gameplay operation on my own. Personally, I feel like cheating is okay in this game because, one, it's for my entertainment only. I can only have fun playing this game if I know what I'm doing and I don't have a dirty enough mind to get me through Leisure's Larry, like, world of options. I didn't know if you pick whiskey and you pick wine or beer, like, each one of those choices has a consequence. And as a consequence, like, that results in Larry either completing or failing his mission. For example, you walk up to the bar and you order a whiskey. He purposely saves that whiskey for later. Well, if you walk up to the bar and Larry orders, say, wine, he drinks the wine, gets tipsy on the screen, and his night doesn't end as well. So that just goes to show, like, self-determination theory comes into play when we're talking about this video. Your options, your choices have consequences, and those consequences in this game matter. If you get hit by a taxi, that's it. You're dead. If you're waiting too long and you're waiting for the game to just, like, if you're in standby mode, you went up to get a drink or something, the dog will just come up and pee on your leg. I've seen it happen. Watch. Self-determination theory also comes into play here when we're talking about score, keeping score. As you can see at the top, you can only get 222 points. That's 100%. Even watching the walkthroughs through this, you can successfully complete the mission and not achieve top score. That's where grinding and side missions come into play to find those bits and pieces and clues so you know that you've achieved everything that the game has to offer. So those extra hours and that time that you spend chipping away to find those extra materials, roses, people to talk to, interactions in the game to score points, that time, that's self-determination. That's your ability, your want, your social desire to meet your needs, and that sums it up for social determination theory. Self-determination theory consists of 3 motivators. The first one is autonomy, and we talked about that a little bit. That's that your decisions matter. You have competence, which is the scorecard, the point system that you see in the top corner. Competence also relates that you have a fair amount of time to play this game. If Larry doesn't finish in 7 hours in this game, he will commit suicide. The game will shut off and the mission is over. And the last motivator is relatedness. Now, relatedness is sharing a bond either with other players or with the character itself. Now, I don't personally relate to Larry,
but the social experience that I had growing up watching my cousins play this game leads us into nostalgia, and that'll be our last topic that we discuss today in psychology. So nostalgia is having a sentimental longing for the past. Now, I bet you're wondering, hey Kev, how the hell do you have a connection with Leisure Suit Larry? Well, let me tell you. This game was made in 1987, the year that I was born. My first family PC was an MS-DOS Microsoft operating platform, which just stood for a disk operating system. The game was on a floppy disk, which predates the CD-ROM, and these were the glory days of arcades, and home gaming was in its infancy. My older cousins would come home from the house, come over, sit in the chairs, gather around the computer, and they would play this game. And my twin brother and I, who were 5 years old at the time, would watch these two almost teenage boys who we idolized try and hack in and play this game. They bounce ideas off each other, and it ended up taking years for them to finally complete this game. I think that they stuck to it until we got rid of the computer, which was probably close to the year 2000. So that's why I have nostalgic feelings for Leisure Suit Larry. And, it wasn't about a virgin struggling, dealing with the human condition. That topic of Larry was, way over my head. It was about growing up and laughing and playing games with my cousins, bonding with my family members, and honestly, just getting into trouble, doing stuff we weren't supposed to do. Well, folks, that concludes our psychology video game midterm. Today I discussed cheating, the self-determination theory, as well as nostalgia. My name's Kevin Michaels. Thank you for watching.
Well, I don't know where to start with this one. What kind of accent shall we go with? This is more of my Sean Connery. Sean Connery's not that good at explaining Leisure Suit Larry games. Huh. Good day, folks. How are we? Back in Long Island, I drink scotch every morning. I'd have this stupid accent.
5 film, 40-Year-Old Virgin. As an attempt to make from...
Now that we got... Now, class, here we will talk about... I should be looking at that.